Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of We Need to Talk. This is episode 461. Shout out to everybody who's been tuning in live. Shout out to everybody who is a part of the replay gang, all of my coaching clients, friends, and everybody who's been showing me reciprocal energy. I appreciate you uh, to the utmost. Hopefully, you guys are having an amazing week so far. Um, Pardon the noise in the background. I'm actually out at the playground with my daughter, so I had a few minutes. I wanted to jump in and connect with you guys and kind of help you through something that might be a difficult area for you. So we're talking about red flags, the infamous red flags, and detecting them and improving our ability to observe, spot, and then properly respond to red flags. And I think, one thing I always say, or my perspective on red flags, is that it's all a part of where you are when you are choosing, when you are attracting, when you are in a position to connect with somebody, and somebody's energy is attracted to you for whatever reason. Um, if someone is attracting you, there's a resonance in energy. There's a resonance in a lot of cases, or in almost all cases, if not all cases. The resonance is based on your current energy state and whatever is predominant within you. So if you are working through trauma, working through negativity, working through abandonment and trust issues and things like that, that will resonate, and that will connect you to individuals who follow the same profile or who have the same profile. You ever wonder why, when you get with certain people, you all of a sudden, as you get to know them, start to do some digging and conversing and realize they have a similar history to yours. They have similar uh, parental abandonment that you have, parental neglect that you have. Um, that's not by accident. And so when we're talking about red flags, it's incredibly difficult to see red flags in the beginning because those flags aren't red. In essence, it's the reverse. Those red flags are the attractive part because of the familiarity to your previous timeline, romantic and childhood environment. So it's hard to spot a red flag as a red flag when it's part of your history. It's part of your familiar space. It's part of your world. And so it's not about, oh, they're a liar, or they lied about certain things, or they had me thinking they were one way and they're really another way, or the real them came out later. It's people always show their hand. Now, whether or not you could see their hand is a totally different thing. So your vision being compromised doesn't mean that they're not showing their hand. That means that your vision is compromised to be able to see it. So if you think about an eye chart when you're getting an eye exam, that F is an F whether you can make it out or not. So then it becomes, or then the job becomes, or the effort becomes, or the assignment and target becomes, how do I improve my vision? How to improve my detection ability and improve my behavioral response. It's one thing to note a red flag, but if you get with the person anyway, the red flag is null and void because you had the knowledge and went against it. So it's a combination effect. And with that self-healing, self-care, and managing behaviors and working against fear, all of these different things that I've been, expressing and strategizing and putting out there for you. Once you start to do that, it improves your vision and it improves your ability to respond in kind. If you find out the person you're dating is a murderer, that information is not power. unless you respond by separating yourself. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. The more you do it, the easier it gets. The more you are able to be disobedient to fear, to anxiety, to familiarity, the better space you're in, and the more your mind and emotional mechanisms change in reaction to you working against fear. Fear becomes obsolete if you never respond in obedience to it. The mind, the body is an adaptive organism. It doesn't do anything that is unnecessary. You know, a lot of us may think our bodies are functioning poorly. That's by virtue of what we do to it. In the best environments and in homeostasis, our mind and body are essentially, for lack of a better word, perfect organisms, meaning like they are essentially adaptive. So the mind is no different. It's adaptive to what you do on a daily basis. What you do the most of, it creates a response for. You work out on a consistent basis, your body will respond. People who work out a lot look like it. People who eat bad and never work out look like it. People who sleep well look and feel like it. The same thing with the mind. People who are working towards overcoming fear and overcoming the trappings and toxicity and dating cycles. The people who work the strategies that I have created and presented over time, your mind and body respond. And what that does is it slows down the process. So it takes the desperation out of it. It takes the immediacy and the impulsive action out of dating, and it puts you in a space to sit down with somebody and actually observe them and respond accordingly. So the second you see something that is not in accordance with your vibe, your energy, your standards, you're able to cut that with no equivocations, no hesitation. And that is the efficiency when you're at those upper levels. But it takes work, it takes practice, it takes dedication, it takes self-compassion, it takes self-nourishment and support, self-sufficiency. And it really takes focusing on what you are allowing to happen. You got to ask yourself, do you want to repeat your dating history? Do you want to continue on a similar cycle? If not, there has to be some discipline imposed, and there has to be a sense or a desire to find happiness internally and not externally. When you believe the happiness is external, you will run around in the world or on the planet searching for it. And you will compromise your standards to get to it. And that desperation is connected to fear. So any person you connect with under those circumstances is going to be fear dominant. It's going to be insecurity dominant. So your same mindset is pulling in somebody else with the same mindset. The difference is males and females express their insecurities different. Their fear is different. Their anxiety is different. So you may be in a whole lot of trouble in your connection to somebody who may feel as though it's the right thing. And increasingly, the more you ignore your intuition, the more you go along with familiarity, the higher the stakes get and the more compromised you may be and the more danger you put yourself in, because anyone who is moving around in a fear dominant space, in an insecure space, in a depression based space, is a harm to themselves and everybody around them in an extreme sense. So this has to be said, and this is of the utmost importance. So it could be a matter of life or death. So it's not something to play with. It's not something that I'm just casually suggesting. This is something that is a critical thing to remember, and something that has to be not only considered but has to be implemented, has to be taken seriously, and has to be made a consistent part of your life. And I wouldn't say all this if I didn't have the solutions available. So if you are interested in one-on-one coaching, if you are interested in talking strategies and kind of working out a game plan in order to get yourself into a space to where these things don't exist, to where these things don't hold you back, and to where you're not putting yourself in harm's way back to back in this dating world, in this crazy world that we live in, definitely be sure to click the link in the description box. And for all of you guys listening, sending you guys positive energy. You know, I know there's a lot of crazy stuff going on, a lot of people going through different things. Just sending you comfort, sending you vibrations, and, you know, extending my hand as well. You know, feel free to contact me. The links are in the description. And make sure you guys share and hit the like button. And let's keep this energy going. Let's focus on growth, focus on change, focus on creating new milestones. And we all will be in a much better space. You guys have an amazing night, and I'll talk to you soon.